Today I'm going to be making a delicious braised lamb recipe. It's a hearty dish, but with vibrant colors. Let me show you how to prepare this. This is truly a comforting recipe that's made with wonderful ingredients. It's slow cooked to perfection and the end result is something spectacular. I usually like to serve this with rice, and the leftovers can be repurposed to make a beautiful ragu served with pasta. For this recipe, I always start off by preparing a beautiful marinade. I'm going to be using lamb shoulder, and I'll be rubbing it with this beautiful mixture of cinnamon powder, Arabic spice, turmeric powder, white pepper, and black pepper. To give this a vibrant layer of flavor, I'm going to be adding some fresh orange zest, I like to use these micro blades. They're just really helpful to get all that beautiful zest. And finally, I'll add in some olive oil and mix everything together. Okay, now we can start rubbing this on my lamb. I'm not usually a fan of gloves, but because this has turmeric, I don't want it to stain my fingers. So, before I rub the marinade, I'm going to gently season my lamb with some salt. And I'll just coat this on top and rub it all in. I have to say, the orange zest just gives it such a beautiful, refreshing flavor. It's such a earthy, comforting, slow-cooked meal, and I find that these little touches give it that really nice, vibrant dash of flavor. You're going to want to let this marinate for at least an hour, ideally overnight, and allow all the flavors to develop beautifully together. I'm going to be braising my lamb in the oven, and what I like to do is cook it in a Dutch oven pot. I'm going to preheat it, sear my lamb in it, then add all my ingredients and then stick this in the oven. A little bit of vegetable oil to the base. Once it's heated, I'm just going to sear my lamb. I'm just going to flip it. And then once it's browned, reserve it on the side. And in the same pot, I'm going to be adding the mirepoix base. That's going to add a lot of flavor. I've got celery, which I'm just going to cut into large chunks. A couple of carrots. A couple of onions, which I'll cut into quarters. And finally, I'm going to be adding some garlic bulbs. And a quick tip is you don't want to cut on the root end of the bulb, you want to cut on the top. And this way the bulb stays all intact. And now I'm just going to add all these ingredients into the same pot that I browned my lamb. I want all those flavors to develop. And the vegetable is just going to serve as a little bed for the lamb to sit on. Add in the garlic bulbs. And something that I like to add to my braised lamb is slices of orange. I find that it really just gives it a beautiful flavor. And I'll just thinly slice, or I should say, cut into medium slices. And just place these on top. I think I'm gonna add 2 oranges. And finally, for aromatics, I've got some bay leaves and some thyme. And this is just gonna give everything a beautiful layer of flavor. And finally end with 2 cups of chicken stock and around 2 to 3 cups of water. Cover the pots, allow the liquid to come to a boil, then we're going to place this in the oven and let it slow cook at 180 degrees Celsius for about 3 to 4 hours. And honestly, if you want to cook it longer, there's no harm in it. All the flavors are just going to be trapped inside because we've sealed the lamb before we started roasting it. And what I love about this recipe is that it only takes 15 minutes to prep, and I'll just put it in the oven and let it slow cook. And in this time, I can just do other things. If I'm having a dinner party, I can prep all my other ingredients. And sometimes I like to make extra lamb and freeze. And this is always perfect for those times that you want to make something quick and easy for the family. You can use it as a nice stuffing with phyllo pastry. You can make it into little wraps. And I love preparing it as part of a lamb ragu based sauce. Super delicious with farfalla pasta and some chili hot sauce. So good. All right, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to put this in the oven and we'll come back to it in a few hours. My lamb has been cooking for the past few hours and I can't wait to show you how it looks inside. Look at that beautiful color. I'm going to be serving it on a bed of Arabic spiced rice. I'm just going to gently remove the piece, and the meat feels like it's just going to fall off the bone. So be very gentle as you remove. Look at that. Just place it gently on top. And then to make this simply luxurious, top with your mixed nuts. And to make it just nice and vibrant, I'm gonna top it with some chopped parsley. My dish is ready to be served, but I just wanna give you a little tip. Don't toss the liquid from the braised lamb. Reserve it on the side, and it's perfect when you're making maqloubeh, waraq inab, malfouf, when you wanna just add that extra flavor from a beautiful broth. This is the ideal broth to use. And let's go and serve this up. A delicious, rich, and a wonderful recipe, perfect for a special iftar, and I'll be definitely preparing it for our family Eid lunch. Hope you try this recipe at home, and wishing you all Eid Mubarak.